This right here is what they do. They come over here and they sit right here and they sleep and they put their hands right here and just tickle their hands. They love touching things. They're like raccoons. We got some water. We got some concrete. We're going to add the concrete to the water, mix it up, head over there and start getting this bad boy ready to go. But unfortunately, they found a soft spot and they ripped up the liner and got it filled. Here they come. They decided to get out of their enclosure. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here at Blake's Exotic Animal Ranch. If you guys are new here to the channel, well, we are inside of Oliver and Callie's enclosure. Oliver and Callie are our small clawed Asian otters that live here on the ranch. And today, we need to go around and maintain their enclosure. It's a brand new start of 2024. Happy New Year, everybody. And we need to go around and check it all out. As you guys know, otters have hands, they have thumbs, they're very strong, they have strong teeth, and they can go around and rip stuff up. We designed this enclosure as strong and as sturdy as we can for these otters, but unfortunately, they still destroy everything. So we have a situation that's happening inside of this enclosure. And one of the situations is this right over here. Follow along. Right now, the pond looks great, the water looks great. We always have to go around and pick up stuff because we give them like towels and stuff that are inside of their enclosures to sleep in. But then in the morning, they're like, screw your towel, screw your blanket. They take it and they throw it in the pond. So they throw all their toys in the pond, they play with them and all kinds of cool things. So let's come over here. We have no grass inside of this enclosure because then we would have to weed whack and it wouldn't be fun whatsoever. We have this beautiful pet safe artificial grass. It actually works great with the otters as long as it's secured correctly, and it is. But we come over here, they move things around, they break things around. Even though they are very small, here they come. They decided to get out of their enclosure. Oliver and Callie. Oliver and Callie are back inside of their enclosure, and this whole entire enclosure is actually concreted. See? It doesn't move whatsoever. Right here was concreted as well. But unfortunately, they found a soft spot and they ripped up the liner and got it filled. But thankfully, we have a ton of big limestone rocks all around the yard. So what we're gonna do is go grab a ton of them, get them, fill this hole up, and then get some concrete, fold this all back up, and get this and sit this right back on top so that they can't dig right here. We don't want them to be digging in this section because it's just gonna destroy the pond. This isn't a concrete pond, this is a liner pond. So we have to protect the liner so that the otters can't find it. That's the reason why around the whole perimeter, we locked it all into place like tile, but you guys can't tell from the camera, you guys can't tell whatsoever. Like over here, check this out. All of this is concreted. So it's like a big giant brick square. But then right here, you can see, they start digging right there because they have a soft spot. So they have some dirt and they dig right there. Thankfully, they're not too much of an otter that digs too much. I know other people have otters and they dig a lot, but mine don't too much. This right here is what they do. They come over here and they sit right here and they sleep and they put their hands right here and just tickle their hands. They love touching things. They're like raccoons. Everything has to be wet and they're always touching all kinds of stuff. We see all here, we're good here. All concreted. That's what we did. We concreted all different parts. Over here, you can see that we have some liner showing. So what we could do to prevent this so they don't rip up this liner more because they just chew everything is we can add concrete all on top of here, right? And once we put the concrete on top of there, it'll protect the liner. And then what we'll do to make it blend in, we grab all these loose rocks all the way around and plop it right on top so they can't move. So let's go grab a bag of concrete real quick, stir it up, mix it up, and go fix up some of these holes so we don't have a situation. We got a ton of these extra limestone rocks that are just sitting all around the property. So we're gonna use these to fill in the hole, put concrete on top, because if not, we have to add a lot of concrete and there's no point in using all that concrete. Once we have one layer, it's solid. We got some water, we got some concrete. We're gonna add the concrete to the water, mix it up, head over there and start getting this bad boy ready to go. We have a ton of extra rock around here too if we need it to make it look pretty, because at the end of the day, just concrete doesn't look nice. And we want it to look nice for us, we want it to look natural for the otters. At the end of the day, the otters probably wouldn't even care if it was just concrete, but let's get this going. Nice concrete right there. Do half the bag. That is good right there. We got a lot of dusty concrete in there. And definitely wouldn't suggest this at home, you guys, because your concrete does have a chemical inside of it. And when your hand is full of concrete, it will actually start burning out there a long time. Don't recommend this at home, but I've been doing this for a really, really long time. And as long as it's not on for too long, most of the time, you're all right. So actually, I put just enough water in there because we want it to be thick enough that we're able to throw it around, but not wet enough that it's like, you know, like a smoothie. So let's get over there and let's get this going. Xander, we're gonna have to put the camera down and I'm gonna need your help so you grab these rocks. Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna fold all of this liner back as best as we can, just like that. keep it up and high because this is our water level at the end of the day. And what we're gonna do is just start adding all of these big rocks into this hole. So we're gonna use these to push them up against, make sure that there's no way for them to, you know, move it around. And then the concrete is really just gonna be just to keep it nice and sturdy. So now we're just filling this all up, stack it all in there. And this is just gonna make it so it's impossible for the otters to, you know, get through and make this hole again. We don't want that to happen. Thankfully, we have a barrier around the whole entire enclosure that is deep down under, so they can't dig out of the enclosure. But all they're doing here is destroying their enclosure. And we don't want that to happen because then we might be able to get a leak in the pond and all that not fun stuff. And we don't want a leak or anything like that in these ponds. So we're just about there, I would say. I have one more right here, and that's good, just about that. I'm actually use this flat one as well.
What about using the top?
Yeah, we're still gonna use the top. Perfect. All right, that's good right there. So now what we're gonna do, grab all this concrete, pack it all in there, and use that to tap it on top. So grab all this concrete and bam, like a big patio over here. And realistically, we don't even need that rock because as you can see, it's pretty covered already. And we're gonna cover all the liner while we're at it too. There you go. I'm very happy what this looks like right there. So now it's time to make it pretty. So we'll grab this right here. You see there's a bunch of concrete from before. So we're gonna just drop this right there. And that right there will eventually just stick together and they won't be able to move it. We're gonna just add a little more concrete right here. So it just keeps it all connected, you know what I mean? So it just locks it all into place. All right, so now Cassandra, scoot over just a tad. We have all these rocks here that they moved over. Not supposed to be there. And we're gonna just get all this, literally sprinkle it all around. Oh my God, almost lost my phone in the pond. All right, see? So it just makes it that much more natural. You see what I'm doing? Just a little bit of sprinkle, nothing too crazy, nothing over too crazy. I'm gonna grab the last little bit of those rocks right here to make sure we fill in all the little gaps. And now it looks like this has never been even touched. You saw how fast we did that right there, you guys? So obviously we're not gonna be able to let the otters in here for a few hours, but it's early morning here on the ranch, so the sun still has to come over the whole enclosure, and that's gonna help just pack this together and keep it that much more stronger. That's still in place right there. We have a little bit of gapping right here, as you can see, and that right there kind of worries me as well, because that could be a future hole. So we're gonna get some of this stuff, and ready, set, right in there. That is it. That right there, perfect. You know, at the end of the day, the otters are strong, but concrete's stronger. And when it's just a rock right there, there's no spots. It just starts from a little bit of something. A little bit of something happens, then you just go every day touching that spot, and then it just, you know, evolves into a bigger and bigger hole. You know, they're always around here, they're always running around here and living their life. So you don't know what they're doing at all times, you know what I mean? Like that. Just literally, I'm telling you guys, just throw rocks. That's the name of the game. Nature isn't perfect. Nature doesn't have a straight line, and you just want to throw things. Look at that. That looks perfect. I'm really happy with that right now. What do you guys think with my little freaking creation that we just made? We fixed the hole. The hole is fixed. We're gonna go around with the little bit of extra concrete that we had and go fix some of that rubber over there. We still have a full bag, half a bag, another 10 more bags if we needed, but that one bag's gonna go bad. So we're gonna use the rest of the bag for all around here. But let's use the rest of this first. Come over here and fix that up. So we just fixed this whole entire area for a short right here, but I want to show you how we're actually gonna do it just like we did over there. We don't have too much concrete left because we just used it, but we still have enough just to probably cover this section right here. So I'm gonna break that up. Oh yeah, it's like cake. It's like building a cake, cupcake.
Baking.
Baking. There you go. That's the word I needed. It's like baking. Baking in the otter enclosure. All right, here we go. Nice and covered right there. We got a little of these rocks right here. You can see over here, we did the kind of same thing in this section because we wanted to make sure that this mesh doesn't move whatsoever. I had no way to connect it to the rock. So we used a couple screws, but to make sure it's strong, it doesn't even move, we did that right there as well. Over time, the green starts growing inside of it. The algae starts growing inside of it, and it makes it look even more naturalistic. But we're just gonna get that all there. You can see over here, that's grass. So that's just extra rock that they moved around. We're just gonna put that all around there. There we go. Anywhere else? Look at this all over here. You can see we did it all around in this section. Another thing too is the reason why we did this is if we just put gravel here, they would move all the gravel and just throw it inside the pond. If not, it wouldn't look like this whatsoever. You can see we packed it on here. This was a little bit of a high area. If we didn't pack this in, they would have 100% dug under. But can't dig against concrete, you guys. We had a giant wall of concrete there, and that just helps tremendously. Same thing with all of our perimeter around the whole entire thing. We did that as well. So now, just clean it up. Like I said, you guys, 2024 is going to be maintaining the ranch, going back to all of our enclosures, checking everything out, seeing what we have to fix, what we have to do. Because yes, at the end of the day, all these animal people and people that want to get animals too, it is amazing. It is so fun, you know, to get new pets, to get new animals, all that cool thing. But at the end of the day, these animals live to 10, 15 plus years. And if you cannot maintain them for the rest of their lives, don't get yourself one of those animals. When you get the animal, it's fun, it's cool, you made the enclosure, but in 3-4 years, maintaining has to happen. You can't afford to maintain the enclosures. Don't get the animal. That's pretty much what it comes down to it. So I'm here too, you guys. If you have any questions on Instagram, YouTube, anything, put it down in the comments. I'll do my best to help you guys as best as I can. But again, you always have to go back and check over your enclosures every couple times out of the year because things get destroyed, things happen, and Mother Nature is always gonna just destroy everything. Rust will happen, ponds will get destroyed, just anything, you guys. So you always have to go back and get it. But you know, if you're buying another animal and another animal, you might forget about that enclosure and then it's not fun. So I'm just trying to show you guys the real life of keeping animals, and it's not all fun and giggles and like, oh, I got a new pet at the end of the day, because there's a lot of work behind it and a lot that we don't show. But we want to show you guys the ins and outs of everything that has to go through keeping animals. When you get a little bit more concrete, my hands are starting to look like a rock. That's okay. And look at that, look at all that fungus just growing all around the side. So moss only grows on, I don't exactly know the true facts of it, but I know moss only grows on the side where the sun never hits. Because if the sun hit there, it wouldn't grow. I'm gonna go grab more concrete and fix up a little bit more over here, because we have a certain amount of time to get this done. Because if we wait too long, then it's gonna dry in different times, and then we're gonna have to keep the otters locked up a little longer than I would want to. So let's go grab concrete. All right, so we mixed a little too much this time, but that's okay. We're gonna need it anyways. So we have this right here. The log got moved, as you can see. So we gotta put it all back in place. So nice concrete right there. We'll grab this big boy right here. Put it right in place. We got her in there. Look at all this rock right here. All this extra rock we have to play with that they moved all around here. So I'm gonna add a little bit of concrete here so it connects together. So we're just, like I said, you guys, playing with cake around here.
You think grass adds amazing touch?
I think so. I love it. I don't know about you guys. I want to throw some bio balls in there too, we can. Okay. Whatever doesn't stay, they'll knock it off, guaranteed. All right.
It's like, you know when you're younger and you used to make like mud cakes?
Yep, same thing.
With like rocks and sticks?
Yep, exactly. The same exact thing. We gotta fix this whole section right here. We get all the small little rock.
I'm gonna fall in the pond.
And fall in the pond now. So we decided to use both hands now. Just go ham.
That rhymes.
Yeah, I'm a rhymer. All right, let me grab all those rocks and drop it right there. Look at that. Doesn't even look like we were here. That's what we like to do, is just escape it, hide it, and put it away. My hands look destroyed. But that's okay. Look, another run. All right, let's come over here and see where else we could find. I have a little section right there we want to fix. But again, we're doing this one time. We don't want to come back for a couple weeks to a couple months. You know, we want this thing to last. We don't want things to happen all the time, because then that's not fun. You want to get it done once and one time only. let's go over there, fix a couple more spots. I hope you guys are enjoying this video here at the ranch. Make sure you guys are giving this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. This year we have a ton of awesome things for you all, so make sure you guys are ready. We actually cleared out this whole entire section over here too, where our old first pond was at. The cappies are really loving it. I think we're just gonna add trees and bushes and keep that a little oasis for the capybaras. Maybe throw a little pump up there so we can get some circulation for the water. But other than that, you guys, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.